Where's the music?
Here it comes. 5,
Okay.
4, 3,
3,
2,
2.
1. World premiere. Why does everything hate me? Let's try that again. No. Fuck you. Fuck you. Take 2. Beep.
Ring, answer that banana phone. This is Fluxtaposed, episode 252, recorded on March 5th, 2019. On the docket today, Whatchuplayin, featuring awesome games like Mass Effect Andromeda and Link's Awakening. We're going to talk about something. You'll have to wait and see what it is. And finally, we're going to close out the show with What's Around the Web and that sweet, awkward finish. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Ring. Banana phone out. Welcome back to another episode of Fluxtaposed. I am Jason Lacey. I am happy you're here. I'm happy you're listening, and I'm happy that Lucas Rose is here. Hello, Lucas.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going fantabulous. I'm just tweeting out the Fluxtaposed link right now. I'm good, man. Doing good. It's Tuesday. Still snowing in March. It's awesome. Love it. It's great. I love winter. Love Michigan. Love all these things.
Good.
It's great.
You should. You live here.
Right? I can't complain. I choose to live here. I can't complain about it, right? That's how this works.
It's true. It's not like you have anything tying you here.
No, nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Baby.
Everyone, I'm so glad you're here. I hope you're enjoying your podcast time. I hope you're doing your work. Maybe you're doing some household chores, and maybe you're thinking, man, I am working. I've been working hard. I need to slack off. Well, I've got the perfect way you can slack off. That's to join us on Discord over at fluxtaposed.com/Discord. That'll get you the instant invite. You can join and be awesome, like Mr. Josh the Noise. He just did it last week. Not only did that, he's a patron, and he joined the Discord. That's a whammy. Michael McDonald, he said he was joining the Discord. Hasn't done it.
He doesn't, like I said, I think he got too high and downloaded Slack again on accident. Where's everybody? That's not what you sound like when you're high, but where's everybody?
What's everybody doing? Humble partner. We are still humble partners. We've got there's a gaming comic bundle that's out.
Whoa.
Lots of great gaming comics. Like, what's in there?
Quake, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Wolfenstein, Life is Strange, Little Nightmares.
Ooh. Tell me more.
Can I name one more?
Read a whole book.
Yes, you can. Or at least 2 volumes. You know what's interesting is that Jan Donnieser of the PSVG podcast said that, or network, I should say, said that he purchased, like a darned fool, the physical copy of Life is Strange graphic novella. And apparently
Master Race, right?
he never, in this case, it never came. The books never came, Jason. And so I don't know how you get
Went
the
to
digital.
a bad library once. The books never came.
But anyways, buy it.
Yeah.
And I think
Buy it.
I think it's $15. They're basically always $15. But you can spend $1 and still get some comic books if you really want to.
And help a great charity.
Us.
Not us.
Oh, not us.
Yeah.
Not us. No.
Not us. And there's a new indie bundle that just got released, I believe today too. Which
it looked kind of.
Listen, kind of questionable.
Listen, you can't call us sellouts, because I'll tell you right now that looked pretty questionable, and I ain't gonna buy it. So not everything that comes out of Humble Bundle is gold. Okay.
I'm not gonna buy it. Okay. A little bit more. We got a little more housekeeping. Stay with us. Don't turn off the podcast yet. You're gonna want this one. End of March means giveaway time. Last show of the month is the 26th, I believe. Let me check the calendar and see. Yes, wow. The 26th. So we'll be doing our March giveaway on time on the 26th. We're trying something new. we're using Gleam. Yeah, that fancy little app that everyone hates when you're like, I gotta sign in and do all these stupid things to get entries. Yep, that's right. So this will go live at midnight tonight if you're watching this live. But if you're listening to this after release, it's already active. I will try to make a shortcut URL because this one is not very good, which is gleam.io, capital D, lowercase m, the letter A, number 5, capital Q / Fluxtaposed - March - giveaway. That's not very useful. We'll put that in the show notes for you, but that's going to get you entered to win $20 of digital gaming currency of your choice, PSN, Xbox Live, eShop, whatever you want.
Epic Games gift card.
That's right. Yeah, you could have that. So you can play Shakedown Hawaii exclusively on PC when it releases exclusively on the Epic Games Store.
What's the other one they have?
They got some game that made people angry. I don't remember.
It was Dark Souls-esque.
Yeah. Everyone's always mad about like Anthem now and how it's bricking PS4s or something, and then it's a bad game, but it's a great game. But I have to play the game, but you hate the game. I still have never seen the game. I still haven't seen it.
You don't want to see it.
I don't want to.
It's Destiny. Just to watch footage of Destiny 2, and then you've seen the game.
Ooh. Now, please, if you are a listener of this podcast, I encourage you to go to Gleam and enter, because I'm going to be putting this one on social media. So there's a highly good chance that someone that's never heard this show before is going to win. And hey, that's what happens when you put stuff on the internet. I would love a listener to win, but we'll see what happens. I'm trying to get new listeners, you see.
Ashes.
Doing that market. I don't know what that is.
That's the game I was talking about.
Interwebs marketing. I still don't know what that is.
Ashen.
So be prepared for that. And I do want to say I'm taking Lucas, because we always want to give our patrons that bonus entry. Maybe on top of this, we'll do an extra second giveaway exclusively for patrons.
Ooh, those special.
I don't
folks.
know. I don't know what the dollar amount will amount to be. Get it? Double amounts. But
double dollar, double Jeopardy, double.
Still see. Maybe they don't want an extra. Maybe we say, you know what, helping you guys out every month is enough for us. But I don't know. Ask Adam Letter, and I think he's making money off of this podcast. Really, he's getting a great return. He's getting more money than off of Bitcoin. I mean, the Fluxtaposed Patreon return for him is looking pretty good.
It's positive. I mean, he's in the black.
He's doing good. He's doing good. I felt like there was something else I should have said here. I don't remember it. I don't recall it. So we haven't given up on the AMA either. That'll happen some month.
One
promise.
Day. So if you want to put in some more questions, email selective. Fluxtaposed@gmail.com. We're still accepting.
So with that said, let's go into some IRL. Let's catch you up on our lives and the happenings that encompasses them.
Okay.
You sound excited for this.
I am.
Oh,
it's going to be sad.
Does that mean you want to go first?
I can.
Okay. Let's get depressed. I'm all for it.
Oh, mine's not going to be sad. I think yours is going to be sad just based on the title.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Mine's not going to be happy.
Okay.
I ain't here to make people happy. It's not my job.
Okay.
So I related this story somewhat to our Discord because that's where we talk. That's where I talk to my friends. You should come.
Fluxtaposed.com/Discord.
Whoa, look at that. So my wife told me today. My wife, she said.
Oh, thank you.
She went to.
Who?
I know.
Now I know.
Now you know. Who? She went to Walmart. Why? I don't know. I ask her this every time she tells me she's gonna go to Walmart. I said, "Why do you go to Walmart? That place sucks. I hate Walmart." If you
I
like
went to Walmart last week too.
I'm sorry. Was it awful?
Well, here's the thing. I talk about Walmart because we'll see it when we watch. What show is it? Oh, usually when we watch Ellen, because she does like giveaways and she partner with Walmart, and they're doing a lot of giveaways and promotion on her show. And I see them. They'll go to Walmarts and near the Burbank, Los Angeles area, California. And I think to myself, you and I would be the Walmart people of those Walmarts.
Probably. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, usually it is. And I hate to perpetuate the stereotype of Walmart. But it's why? Why is it like that? Why do these weird, crazy people, why are they there? And I hate to say Walmart people, but they are Walmart people.
That was pretty good. You may ask yourself, what constitutes a Walmart people? Sweatpants is a good place to start.
Hey, I like sweatpants.
Yeah, but you wear them at home.
It's true.
They should be called home pants so people know where they can wear them at.
I definitely don't work up a sweat in them. I'll tell you that much.
It's true, unless it's hot out and particularly balmy. So, anyways, all my hatred for Walmart aside, especially the one next to us, because it's just horrible, and I'm about to tell you why. So early in the morning, about 7:30, I think, she goes to this Walmart, and she walks in and she grabs her purchases because she needs some breakfast food stuffs, and for the working, and she was grabbing some other stuff for school, and she notices this creeper who's like, I can't remember what she said he was buying, but he had like.
Do you want me to reference the Discord story? It was like clear
No,
masking tape
that was another guy. That was another
Oh,
guy. That was a different
creeper
dude.
number one. Okay.
Yes, there's two creepers. I wasn't particularly clear in my story because I wanted to leave some juice
Okay.
on the juice on the bone. You know that old saying.
Enticing.
Yes, I know how to tell a good story and also how to market it. So there was one guy who was buying, who knows, whatever they found, some Takis. He stopped and looked at some Takis.
I had to look. I'm like, what the hell is a Taki?
I didn't know what they were either. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Oh, okay.
I don't blame
I don't
you.
feel so stupid.
So
I'm gonna Google it again right now.
it's a fiery chip of some sort, a fiery spiral.
It's like a variant of like flaming
Fritos.
hot Cheetos,
Yeah.
but in weird little. What the hell is this? Why does this come up? There's a picture of this kid. It's like a horrible meme that's turned into a shirt and it's on this website called Rage On. When someone takes your Takis without your permission, it's a kid's face, and he's like, I don't know.
Okay. For the record, Jason made a very confused face, almost Dwayne the Rock Johnson-esque.
They have Fuego flavor. Callo,
Yes.
I need your help
Fuego.
to interpret this dialogue because I'm American and I don't speak that language.
We don't speak Puerto Rican around here.
Oh, okay.
Damn it,
sorry.
Bobby.
Story.
Anyway,
this is actually a good story. This is like, what the fuck?
it's a good story in the fact that it's a bad story.
Okay.
So anyways, there's this guy. I'm just going to assume because I'm white and racist. I'm not really racist, but because this is the culture we live in.
You don't need to go down this road. You can tell the story without going this route.
We already threw Walmart people under the bus.
Well,
I'm sure there's plenty of normal people who enjoy.
That's a blanket stereotype. Now you're like drilling down. Usually I'm the one that says the stupid stuff, and then I go, Lucas, can you? I need you to edit that out.
I wasn't really going to be racist. I was just going to be American. What's the difference? Whoa, politics. Anyways, what's happening right now? I need a wall around my Walmart so I can go there and shop. Anyways, so my wife, she's shopping for things, and she spies out of the corner of her little eye someone who looks like they're creeping on her. Now, this has been reported in the news before that some people were possibly in the sex trade were creeping around folks. And even in her like secret moms group, they have said, in this particular Meijer or whatever, or Walmart, that they were being followed or felt like they were being followed. Does it really make a difference? Because if you feel like you're being followed, something definitely is wrong, regardless of whether or not there's intent. Some dude's being weird. So she felt this way. And like I said, this guy is like, doing that whole 10 feet away, but also going exactly where you're going. And then all of a sudden, oh, yeah, I'm going to look at these Takis. Yeah, definitely need to get some of these. And then you move away and they follow you. Well, she moves away, and at the front of the store, of course, is the produce, right? Some people may not know that because it's produce, and who the hell buys produce, right? Just show me where the chips and Mountain Dew are. So in the produce section is this weirdo who's holding clear mailing tape and intently watching her, apparently. Or at least I would like to think, because otherwise, why else would she be creeped out, right? She'd have to have noticed. So this guy who's just like, I'm buying this clear mailing tape. Yep. Is watching her. This other guy is on her other side. So she goes to the cash register to check out or whatever, and they follow. They are also checking out. Can you imagine that? So she goes to the self checkout, and of course she's like, "Oh man, yeah, where's the price tag on this thing?" Going super slow so that they can stop pretending like they're not following her and have to check out, or else then it just gets super weird, right? Because if they check out their clear mailing tape and then stand around for 5 minutes waiting for you to get done, that doesn't look very, very good.
Right.
So I guess they went on their way. And so you would think the story would end there, right? Because normally you rarely ever see anybody you encounter in the store in the parking lot, unless you all leave at the same time or something weird like that. But
Right.
even so, Walmart, gigantic parking lot, thousands of spaces to choose from. This guy is parked, the clear mailing tape guy is parked right behind her in the other side of the lane, directly behind her. He's sitting in his car and the car is running. So Danette's already thinking, all right, is this going to be a snatch and grab? Is that what's happening right now? Am I going to be taken, as it were? So she gets her keys out, she's ready to hit the panic button at any moment. Throws everything in the car, hurries up, gets in, locks the door. Meanwhile, this car is backing into the open space that's next to my wife's car. And who should she see on the other side but the dude who was buying the Takis? Creeper number 1 from the original, from before. This car is backing into the other space, and she books it. She gets out of there before she locked the doors, throws it in reverse, gets the hell out of there. She called me, and she's like, I'm shaking so bad right now from what just happened, because she was pretty convinced that something bad was about to go down.
I mean, and read the story already, when you shared it, and I've had time to reflect about it. What I am upset about is she never should have gone out into the parking lot.
No, not by herself. No,
because in this case, she made it to the car, but there could have been every opportunity that she couldn't have. They could have easily had the guy waiting on the side of the door and came up right behind her.
Yeah. What if they saw her, what car she exited from?
Yeah.
Then they would have just been waiting for her right there.
Or if they're just scouting the doorways, and then, so, I mean, it was, like, I talked with my wife about this too, and it's like, you don't want to, I don't know if it's you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to just assume and have someone judge you because you're just assuming.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
unfortunately, this is the day and age that we live in now, where women can't feel comfortable doing a lot of things alone anymore, or at certain times of the day, because this is the world we live in now. But I mean, what I was like, oh my God, I can't believe if I had people stalking me around a store like that, I'd be like, yeah, I need someone to go escort me. I mean, that's a terrifying thought. And the fact that she just went out there thankfully nothing happened. But I mean, that situation could have a far different outcome.
That's what that's what happened to one of the ladies on the Secret Moms thing. Is she had to ask to be escorted because she felt unsafe.
And I mean, it's a terrible thing. I mean, I'm glad that this story worked out the way it did. But let's face it, I don't think I'm going to trust her judgment that these guys, were actually following her around the store. And, I mean, just the same two guys are parked right by her or moved cars right by her.
Yeah. It's weird. To say the least, it's weird.
And what if something in that case, too, what if they decided then to, block the car in?
That's what I was wondering, if that's what they were doing. Why would you go into another parking spot? That's the weird thing. That's what makes me wonder, okay, maybe this was some serious business going on.
I mean, it's a horrifying story and thought. I mean,
I told her, I said, if she does get taken, I do not have a particular set of skills, so I'm sorry.
Isaac and I are collecting your life insurance and going on our way.
Yep. Sorry, babe.
Oh my God.
I don't even know what I would do.
I mean, I'm glad, obviously, that things worked out the way they did. But I hope, I'm assuming you guys have talked about this too. I hope I hope it's a lesson, a teaching point for her too, to like, don't repeat that. Don't feel uncomfortable to ask for help.
Yeah. Well, the problem with that Walmart is it seems like nobody works there because I swear to God, if as soon as you go to check out, there's nobody there.
What time? What time of night was this? Anyway, by the way,
No, it was the morning, 7 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she goes there
Okay.
because no one's there, as opposed to the Meijer, which it's also been people have been creeped on at Meijer as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's
So it doesn't really
unfortunately
matter.
everywhere. I mean, that's why, this will be somewhat related to that. But have you ever had the instance like I've never seen it, but maybe your wife has experienced it when Jess will be in public places with Aiden, and um, like people will like go up and talk to Aiden,
Yep. Yeah.
and it's just like that.
Older people especially.
Yeah, usually older people. Like, I hate to. I'm full disclosure. We're gonna go into this. This is happening at the libraries because it's in the winter, and it's gonna be. And it's not always this case, but sometimes it's with just regular men. But usually, I think from the various homes around the area, they don't have a lot of places where they can take the residents for day activities, so they bring them to the libraries,
Mm-hmm.
which can create an unsettling for people that don't know atmosphere. But like usually these people, they're like want to come up and talk to Jess, talk to Aiden. But especially when it's a man and he's just like talking to Aiden, and it's just like, what does he expect me to do? Like, I'm not gonna, I don't want to engage with him. And this would be just like a normal guy. But I can't ever imagine if I was a single man, like seeing a woman and child and going up and I'm going to talk to them.
No,
Because
never.
that's a very unsettling and that's like that creates a situation that's like I even as I never even want to go up and approach an individual woman because just because I'm married. But if I push that aside of the fact, let's say I wasn't, but in the society and thing that we live at now, I feel like there's just predators all the time, and women are always being like singled out and approached, and it's like why would I want to be the 50th guy today that's
right, approaching somebody and just I never interact with anybody else's kids unless I have to for some reason. For instance, they interact with Isaac in some fashion that I have to be like,
right,
I don't even try to discipline him. Usually
that's my stance too.
Usually I'm just like, Isaac, you have to share or whatever because some a-hole's kids are being
I mean,
grabby.
that's what I hate that you have to go, honey, when you leave the store, make sure you have your keys before you walk out of the store. Make sure you park somewhere lit. Make sure you know where you park. Don't mess with your phone. It's just like, that's horrible, but that's, and we've talked about this when, Jess had a similar situation a couple years ago before when I don't even know if she was pregnant with Aiden yet or not. And she was walking our dog, and we live in a pretty nice area, a small, suburb of Grand Rapids, but she's walking through the sidewalks and there's this car that was driving up and down past her. And this guy was like, clearly like watching her, and it was like, what the it's just
dudes are
it's
weird.
Terrible. Yeah, dudes are weird, and unfortunately, like you said, Michigan is a horrible part of like sex trafficking happens here, and I think a lot of it's because of the proximity to Canada and everything else. You can get people across the border. You can get quick access to through Detroit to Chicago. I think it's terrible. It's terrible that these things happen. I'm just
it's a scary thought.
Yeah, I don't even like the conversation. But
no,
you have to have it because you can't just pretend it doesn't exist.
It's true. And I mean I want my son to be just as aware of always be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you
because
you look at people, you identify threats, and you be ready at a moment's notice.
You might think, I have a boy. It won't be a problem. No, it doesn't matter.
No,
he's just as much at risk.
Basically, what we're saying is don't trust anybody.
No, you can't.
I don't know why. That's my biggest thing is I never know why some stranger is talking to me, and I always am thinking, what are they trying to get out of me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just assume people want money.
Yeah, money, distract me for some reason. It's just
or trying to hose me.
the reason that I think that is because I don't approach anyone and talk to them ever. I can't think of a single time that I've ever approached somebody at a store unless they dropped something or I had to bring like, hey, you forgot this or you dropped this, like to be nice, but never to just.
I have a story. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, and I don't think I want to tell it tonight just because the sake of runtime, but I could have easily gotten myself in a very horrible situation because of my own naivete. This was like, this was probably about 10, 11 years. This is before I don't know if I even met Jess yet, but I was living where I did meet her. So we're talking about 10, 11 years ago. So we'll have to go into that some other time maybe.
Ooh,
but
make a note in the show notes and then we'll add it to like next.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you want to hear Jason's story, then drop us a line on Discord or something, and then we'll put it in the next episode.
There you go.
I'll go through my other thing really quick. Basically, all I'm saying is I'm the Bob Ross of wall painting because I'm helping my brother-in-law. I do happy little mountains, little trees, whatever kind of trees you want. Just put them wherever. I actually did watch an episode of Bob Ross from start to finish. It was very interesting.
Did you have one of Mike's gummies or?
No. I had to throw something on that I got sick of all the cartoons and stuff. So I was just like, all right, we're just going to chill. It's kind of like putting music on in a weird way. You put it on in the background and you don't really watch it. You don't really pay attention to it, but every once in a while something grabs your attention. So anyways, I'm painting walls for the brother-in-law and his fiance because they closed down their house and they're working on their home and before they move in. And here's what I learned, Jason. I am very particular, extremely particular about things. I've learned this over time.
Okay.
There's a mentality of get it done, and then there's a mentality of get it done, but have it look good or do it right so that you don't have to do it again. You know what I mean? Care about. You all right over there? Sorry, my dog's just freaking out. Apparently, you okay? Getting it done right. You know what I'm saying? You want it to look good. Painting isn't easy. It's time consuming. It stinks, and it sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm painting with my brother-in-law, and I'm just going. I look at the part he did, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to redo some of this. And he's like, he's getting pissed with me, and I can tell because he's like, I've painted walls before.
It's like doing the edging all over. It's like doing the buffing the sanding at your house all over again, in the corners.
Oh God. Well, I mean, I just want it to look nice. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask?
No.
Well, I mean, the difference is he ruined the floor to a certain degree with that tool. I didn't ruin his wall.
Okay,
so
enough.
Anyways, he's just going, he's just pushing on the roller to get more paint to come out, and you're not supposed to do that. And he's leaving streaks, or you know how when you paint a wall, sometimes you'll get those little white marks where it looks like you didn't paint through, or like the paint separated for some reason, and you can see the old paint come through. So those were all over the place. And he was hitting the ceiling every once in a while with the paint roller. So then there was gray paint on the white ceiling. All trademarks of sloppiness. God. I know he didn't mean to. He meant well. But I told him, I'm like, dude, you got to be more careful with this. You got to pay attention to what you're doing. I could tell he's getting frustrated. But listen, I'm particular. I want it to look good, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you get pissed off at me.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well, apparently there is, because I've gotten more than a few. It's fine. Just leave it. No. You want it to look good. Also, it's not up to you. It's up to your wife. We all know it's true. She wants it to look good. Thankfully, she was happy with it. So
there you go.
I had to edge it in by hand, dude.
Ooh.
Or cut in with a
I cut brush. You in.
Cut deep. I cut you in. That's what I was up to this last week.
Very good. Very good. I remembered the other bits of housekeeping.
Nice.
Fluxtaposed Radio. I think this Friday I'll release that episode, the February episode, onto the website to push it out into the main feed.
Oh,
for
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
that haven't listened on Squarespace yet, Squarespace on Patreon yet.
I do. I say
And
Squaresoft all the
did
time.
we have a date? Did we ever decide when the watch along Samurai Cop? Are we doing that? Are we doing that Sunday? Are we doing that
Sunday, it
Monday?
sounded like it worked better than Wednesday. So I guess the 10th.
Yeah, so this coming Sunday, we're gonna do the watch along for Samurai Cop. So if you want to join us, you should probably join Discord, fluxtaposed.com/Discord.
9 p.m. Eastern.
That'll get you in. If you're watching the video version, I'm doing Lucas's Let's Get Into It.
Let's get
Hook.
into it. Rest in peace, Battle of the Beer. We start rolling the film at 9:05. So we give you 5 minutes to get in there.
9:05. You be there. Cool. That'll be a good time. And
It's a great time.
we will do it. All right. For myself, this past week.
Sad.
One thing we've gone a bit. I had another story I was going to add, but we'll do this one, guys. We as a family, we made the decision. My dog no longer lives here. We had to send him away. He lives with my in-laws now because it was becoming an increasingly more difficult and harder situation to deal with because Aiden just terrorizes my dog Asher. Like, we'll just won't be paying any attention to him and just run out of nowhere and slap him on the head, hit him. And my dog is a smaller dog, but he's a very anxious dog. He's a rescue. We don't know how he was treated before.
He has the
And so
soul of a chihuahua.
he will like tolerate, like, I can give him a hug, I can get down in his face. He likes that. He'll give me a kiss. He loves it. But like if Aiden does it or grabs him or hugs him, he's used to Aiden always hitting him. So if Aiden gets close to him, he'll growl and wants him to back off. Occasionally he'll put up with it, but for the most part he doesn't want anything to do with it because Aiden's usually mean to him. And we think this stems because my in-laws have a miniature golden doodle, but it's a 30-pound dog. It's bigger than Asher, and she lets Aiden do anything to her. It's that temperament she has. Unfortunately, since Asher was most likely mistreated in his previous part of his life, that's not the case. And, he's never been aggressive towards Aiden, but he growls at him and he has nipped at him before, which Aiden just thinks is funny and continues. And then like Asher tries to get away, Aiden like will chase after him. So, which is becoming an increasingly more difficult situation. It got to the point where Jess couldn't even leave them in the same room together if she wasn't there because he wouldn't even be doing anything with them. And then all of a sudden she could hear it. Aiden would go over and terrorize him. So we just knew it kept escalating. And at some point, Aiden's probably going to get bit, and there's nothing we can do about it. And then the worst part about that is if Aiden did get bit, we have to go and get it. If it was bad enough, we get it treated. And they say, "Oh, what happened?" And we have to tell them our dog bit him. Well, guess what? Then at that point, they're going to say, "Well, you're going to have to euthanize that animal." And it's not our dog's fault because he's not doing it. And I think a lot of Asher's problems with his anxiety and how that's gotten worse, and it's probably all just stems from Aiden. I don't think he deals well with Aiden anyway, just because that's a competition for him. It's something else in the house that's taking attention away from him. So I think that was always a rough point too. But then now this, and it just kind of worse and worse. So finally, we just had to my in-laws were gracious enough to take him. He gets along with them great. And until, first we're like, it had to be permanent. Now it's like, okay, well, hopefully not permanent. And hopefully it's just until Aiden's old enough to understand and to be disciplined more and actually have the reasoning to comprehend what he's doing and the actions he's doing.
I think that'll come pretty soon too.
Yeah. And first we realized too, we had to do it. It has to be we can't let him do anything with the other dog too, because, that's, I think, creates the confusion as he thinks he can do it with both animals. And and so he thinks he can treat all dogs that way. And it's just, so that was last week Wednesday, and then actually my mother-in-law came over and stayed with us on Sunday, so Asher was back. And then my wife and her are going on a trip. She'll be staying over next Sunday night, this coming weekend, and then they'll be on a trip Monday and coming back on Thursday. So actually I'll be dog sitting both dogs, so it's not like we won't see them at first. It's a pretty, you're pretty sad about that, but then it's like, okay, I'm going to see them pretty often. They come and visit. We go over there, so it's not like I'm never going to see this dog again. But it's just weird when you go and have him all the time, and then he's not, Yeah. So, but this is the best. It wasn't right. It wasn't fair to him to keep him in an environment that's not safe for him, and we don't want anything bad to happen to Aiden. We don't want anything bad to happen to Asher. So it was just an unfortunate decision that we had to make. So
I'm deathly afraid that
goodbye, doggo.
That Cody might bite Isaac. So he generally doesn't bother Cody too much, but anytime It's more Cody bothers him a lot, especially he's very protective about Isaac if he starts climbing on things for some reason.
Oh,
I have
okay.
no clue why that is, but he'll get really worried and he'll try to get up to where Isaac is, as if that's going to help somehow. I mean, he's probably more likely to knock him off because of
Right.
that, but he doesn't know that. So he means well, but whenever Isaac starts running around in the backyard, Cody will immediately follow him because he thinks, I feel like it's because he thinks he found something, or I don't know what it is, but he gets pretty close to him. And I'm just like,
Cody's
never
eating
know.
his own poop back there, by the way.
He, you know what? I let him in today, and just before the show, he was eating his own poop.
No.
Don't look at me like that. He's looking at me. Dogcast.
Oh, Codes. Cody.
What are you doing? Hi, Codes. All right, that's a little treat for the viewers there.
So yeah,
I don't blame you though.
We looked at a preschool on Monday too. We did a preschool tour
For dogs?
So no, for for dogs, for Aiden. So kind of coming to grips with that too.
Yeah, I know. Year.
Him going probably part-time a couple days. He's on actually we ended up getting him on a wait list right now. He's on the wait list for it. Otherwise he'll probably be enrolling in September. But just a couple days, and then like at first for me I was like, I guess it's I don't feel, yeah, it solidifies the fact that he's growing up, but I don't know, because I've already being as the parent that works, I already had to let go. You know, I already had to step away because I'm gone. It's different when Jess is there, but I'm looking forward to her to have a day where she can make her appointments, she can get things done that she needs to do, and have some time just to
play
decompress.
Video games.
But yeah, exactly. But I mean, I saw all the benefits that he'll get out of it. Not only just the social interaction, but the taking direction from other adults outside of our home, and just there's the benefits for him far outweigh any personal things we would have to get over. So
we thought about doing the same thing with Isaac, but we were too late to get him in. It was very confusing where we wanted to go and for the preschool, and all the spots were already taken basically.
Yeah,
so
that's the crazy thing. It's like yeah, so his like there's like a couple toddler programs that he would be in, and then like it's like preschool and then preschool. It's crazy, but yeah, that's where we're at. So that is gonna do it for IRL. I think we've sufficiently updated you guys, and I thought we're a bit off. We have this whole Fluxtaposed calendar, this schedule of content that we're supposed to be delivering to you. We kind of throw that out the window, and of course, me having to take time away that took things apart too. But I was thinking, tonight, I'm not sure how long have we been going so far?
We're almost 40 minutes going in.
Woo! So
we could just move up Whatchuplayin and then do Around the Web after OC Remix.
Yeah,
I'll leave it up to you.
I do like this discussion topic, but I want to be able to spend some more time on it. But I don't want to rush it, and I don't want to bloat the show.
So why don't we could table it for next week then?
So we'll table it next week, but I'll tell you guys listeners about it right now. And I thought to myself, because it's funny when people will talk about video games or mention gaming, and this is how it came to me. But then just like when you hear just the terms and any generic term of the industry that just makes you think of the topic, I kind of want to just talk about what is that image that you see in your head? Like, what are the games you think of, or what is the feelings that for someone people just mention gaming, when you think about gaming as a whole, what are the initial thoughts that come to your head? Because I think it'd be kind of interesting to discuss, and I kind of want to see how ours differ, because for me, what I see and what I remember isn't anything that doesn't even make sense, because it's not a game that I owned, and it's not a game that I really played growing up, but that's what it comes to my mind, and it's really weird that that's what it is. So I think it'll be kind of interesting to explore that conversation from each other. So we're going to do that next week. Okay. So right now, I think, if we can go for 40 minutes, we might also do an OC remix now. I think that's perfectly fitting. Okay. So we are becoming a conversational hangout podcast. We're not becoming curated content anymore. What is this? Is this the OT? Is that what this is? God.
Only 5 people get that reference.
Whoa, a Fez remix and a Hyper Light Drifter remix on the front page.
Wow.
That would be awesome. Watch, we're gonna get that Twinbee game though.
I was
Whatever the
gonna
heck
say,
that
what's
is.
Datana Twinbee?
Datana Twinbee.
Hey, all I know is I don't see a shitload of
No, they got bumped. Skies of Arcadia. There's only like
Skies of
3 of them.
Arcadia. Yeah, good.
So for
Half-Life
those that
2.
don't know, we like to feature a random song from the front page of Overclock Remix, ocremix.org, a great remix community of awesome musicians celebrating video game music. We've been doing this for a while. I will say we might do a better job featuring OC Remix than the current OC Remix podcast. Just
Whoa.
saying. I'm just saying. So we randomly select one. Lucas is going to spin that wheel right now.
I am, but the freaking noises aren't making any noises. There you go.
There you go.
Oh,
What we got?
We have number 13, Shovel Knight. But my question is, have we played that one before?
What's the name of it?
More Might.
I think that's the one you and Kevin played. I'm pretty sure. Let me listen to it, and I can tell you if it is. Because I don't have my...
Seems familiar.
Yeah. It's the one you and Kevin played.
Okay.
When Kevin
That's
was
probably why I thought it seemed familiar.
Like, this sounds interesting.
All right, now we got something a little bit more new. We've got number 5.
Hyperlight Drifter. Yeah.
Yay! It's
Very
a game
cool.
I know.
And
It's a game I know and I played it. Oh my gosh.
That
our
is what
remix
happened.
tonight does come from Hyperlight Drifter. It's called The Crystal Guillotine. It's by Wergen.
The Dark Crystal.
Oregon, the dark and mysterious Oregon. This is, of course, Hyperlight Drifter released in 2016 by Heart Machine, originally on Windows, but I mean, it did come to every platform. It's on the Switch. I want to buy it again to play it on the Switch. Great game. This remixes 3 songs from the game Stasis Awakening, The Last General in the Midnight Wood. It's metal. It's progressive.
Ooh.
Take that, Tom Servo. Prog rock. Get in your face.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's more progressive, like it's LGBTQ, like that kind of.
And
progressive.
don't worry, in typical Fluxtaposed fashion, yes, it is aggressive.
What isn't aggressive? We need to do
God.
a theme where it's not aggressive music.
No, we can play like the first couple minutes of this, but it's 9 minutes long.
Oh
We
my
can't play the whole-
God.
We can't play the whole song.
Oh my God. Well, then you need to be on standby because I'll listen to see if we hear like a good, like turn it down point.
Or
and
we
go-
could just say screw it and play the whole song. I mean,
Well, nobody's here to say anything contrary, so
Yeah.
you know what? I
do you
don't
wa-
care.
let's do it.
Fine.
Let's get nuts.
9 minutes.
Here we go. Buckle up, boys. OC Remix. You can find this remix and so much more at ocremix.org.
I'm
back.
not ready to play.
We'll be back for What You Plan. Then we're going to do Around the Web. And then Lucas, because it's a 9-minute file, it took forever to download.
It's happening. Okay, we can do it now.
Okay, we're going to play this remix. Stick around. And you're thinking to yourself, these guys have a Patreon campaign and people actually give them money? I know, it's crazy, right? We think the same thing every day. We love you guys. We're going to play this remix and come back and do it more. Okay. Music time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. That was not anything.
Do we have a new Luker on our hands? The best of the worst.
This is what you get when you play a remix from an atmospheric game.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like what 4 minutes of intro. It just it never really did anything.
I don't know. We'll have to get Tom Servo's opinion on that, but it didn't feel very progressive to me. Not really, anyway.
The problem is it didn't take me on a journey. It just kind of flatlined me the whole time.
Yeah.
Until the very end, and then it kicked up, and then it just dropped. The energy just dropped right back off again.
Not to get too like crazy with it, but it felt like there was no dynamics to the sound, even though it was loud and then kind of quiet. But there was no.
I mean,
I don't know.
I guess I haven't listened to the soundtrack in a while, but I guess it's a little too abstract. You know, a lot of ambiance going on there, and that just doesn't translate well into when it's a featured solo piece. Like that.
Maybe that's what happened. Cause
sorry, guys. I hope you skipped through it because that just it's not that I don't like from a artistic standpoint. I'm sure it's good, but it just for what we were looking for, it didn't do it.
Slow songs don't typically do well for an OC remix.
So let's do what you playing.
Woo, woo.
Ooh, nicely done.
had to add it in myself.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Deuterino's in the chat. Hi, Deuterino.
Hi, dude. Hi, dude. Hey, Reno.
And he left.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's gone.
Illuminati got him.
So I watched some things, did some things. We watched and rented Can You Ever Forgive Me?
And did you?
Which you know was Melissa McCarthy had an Oscar nomination for this her role in this movie. It's based on a book by this person, and it's based on true life events. So it was good though. It's really good. I don't know how much embellishments there, but what is the author she plays? Oh gosh, is it Lee? I can't remember her name, but she's failing as an author. Nobody, her books aren't popular, so then she gets into forgery of correspondences of other writers, and it's kind of tells that story. It's really good though. She's really good in it. The story is really good. Really recommend it. We are much like myself. I've taken the pill. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, much like many other members and people you'll see around the PSVG boondocks. We'll say I've returned to Hyrule. There's a bunch of us that are going back to Breath of the Wild, which I completed very quickly. Well, not very quickly, but very rapidly 2 years ago this March. And then, I returned with the DLC. So this is my first time going back. I'm playing on a new profile, starting from the very beginning. I don't know if I'm going to, like, when I played through the first time, I did every shrine. I don't know if I'm going to do that this time. I might just try to, because I want to just kind of wander and find what I can organically. So we'll see how it goes. But it's been fun going back to it. I just finished off. I just got the 4th shrine on the Great Plateau. So I'll be looking to leave that area. And then I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. I don't want to go in the same order I did when I first played the game. I know that much. I want to do the Divine Beast in a different rotation and kind of wander around. And I will say it's interesting, especially remember the one shrine on the plateau where there was all the broken down relics of the oh god, whatchamacallits? What the hell are the little turrety
Guardians?
The Guardians, thank you. There's that one shrine in the Great Plateau that's in the ruins. And there's a bunch of Guardian corpses all around there, and there's a few of them that activate when you go in there. And I remember when I first played the game, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm terrified!" And now you're just kind of like, whatever.
The ones that are stuck in the ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And now you're going back through every play the game, just like, whatever. I will say this though, I'm pretty sure I've died more in this playthrough than I did when I first had played the game, because I think it's just trying to do maneuvers and things, and it just how clunky the controls can be sometimes when you're on ledges. And I remember I was on top of the Temple of Time. and I tried to get back down, but instead I just ran off the edge and plummeted to my death and died. Because you only have 3 hearts too, so it's not like you can really survive a whole lot.
That's true.
At the same
the
time,
wind blows
you don't have
on
armor.
and you almost die.
Yeah, but it's
or
been
it
fun
starts
to play.
raining.
Right?
90%
And
of the game.
my featured piece of media for this week was Link's Awakening. Yes, old game is old. I've completed a 20-year-old game. Well, for me, the last time I played it was 20 years. This past week, I purchased Link's Awakening DX for the 3DS, and I was playing through that. And I have to say, for me, I think I'm surprised at how well I think that game still holds up incredibly well. With the DX version, you got the color, which is nice. I mean, it doesn't control or play like Link to the Past, but in terms of a 2D Zelda, I mean, that's a really good game. Like, I was surprised at how much of the music I actually knew. I didn't think I liked a lot of the different themes in that game, but they're really good. I really like the music. The story's great. The characters are good. The dungeons are fun. It's a really good game.
If I had a way to play this original, would you recommend that I do that?
Here's the thing.
If I found some sort of internet magic,
I think you're better off though, just waiting and playing the new version. I mean,
Tom Servo knows what
because
I'm talking
I
about.
just wanted to go back because I played this. I think I was in middle school when I completed this
Okay.
last, so I hadn't played it since then. So that was for me. It was cool to go back to see what I remembered.
But here's the thing, though. If it's a good game, especially a game like that, the graphics really shouldn't matter at all.
The graphics will, man, but I mean, there's some quality of life improvements. For example, you're limited by it's on the Game Boy, so there's only 2 buttons and the start and select. So if you save the game, you had to hit start, select, B and A all at the same time.
Gross.
And then
I'm not gonna play this game now. Just
you
on
can
that
swap.
basis.
In typical Zelda fashion, you have 2 item slots, so you have all your different abilities, and you have to constantly cycle them between just the 2 slots. So you'd have to bring up a menu and either assign a weapon or item to B or A. And so there's a lot of times going through puzzles or navigating areas, you have to bring up the menu, swap, bring up the menu, and it takes you out of the game and slows things down to have to bring up a menu and swap and do that.
That does sound pretty gross.
So that was a little complaint, which that's going to easily be cleaned up in the new game, the map, things like, because it's very difficult to like what I'd like that they did in Link Between Worlds. You had the map and you could place down markers on areas you wanted to revisit, much like Breath of the Wild. And I think something like that will be a lot easier to find in secret areas or places you want to return to, or other things that happen in the game. And I think there's just like some quality of life improvements that I think will make the new game more worthwhile. But it was fun. It was really fun to play it. Ballad of the Windfish, baby. It's a good. I mean, but at that said, though, I mean, if you're going to, I'm not going to assume how you're going to play this game.
Don't you dare.
I mean, I paid a whopping $6 for it that I had credit for. So I mean, I got the game for free, essentially. So, but it was fun to play. It was really good to go back to it.
I'm gonna go to
no regrets.
I'm gonna go to Disc Traders and I'm gonna buy a Game Boy Advance, and then I'm going to buy this full in-box.
Ooh, Calla would approve of you playing it on the game GBA. I wish I had my Game Boy Color, and I don't know what happened to it. I think I must have finally either must have, forgive me for I've sinned, threw it away, or I must have just took it all to Goodwill, because I remember cleaning stuff out, and I was thinking to myself, I'm never going to play this again. It's just sat there. But at the same time,
it could be
lurking.
lurking.
The box. I think I have the box for R-Type. R-Type DX is floating around in this shelf somewhere behind me. Maybe not. I don't know. So it's gone, but I played it. That's it. That's what I played. That's what I did. I mean, I've been occasional Smash Bros. And playing a lot of Tetris 99. I will say I had a hilarious moment and it happened today too. The game starts and then there's like 10 people targeting me in Tetris 99. And your immediate thoughts like, what the fuck did I do to you guys?
Yeah, and I don't even understand how that works, because unless you tap somebody specific, I always end up only targeting one person if I use like the right thumbstick.
It's like I joined the guild server and I didn't know it, and the whole guild's going after me.
Yeah, basically.
The Rooty Tooty Tough boys are like, you're going down. But that's me. That's all my games.
Sorry.
What about you, man?
There was an egregious statement in the chat that I need to bring to light, and it concerns Zelda. Deuterino.
Excuse me, princess.
Exactly. Deuterino says, we need the CDI trilogy on the Switch. My God. Do
Only
ever
if
not
we
need
can
them?
get a port of the remote control thing.
Oh, jeez.
You know how well that works.
Yes, yes. They described it because I've only seen the games because I watched the Game Grumps play through it, and he went out of his way to describe how terrible that remote was to have to play. And I think it was Aaron who was given, because Dan started and he was giving him shit about not being able to play the game very well, or vice versa. And he's like, no, you try playing with this damn controller, because I think you can hook up a Genesis game controller to it, but they were like, no, we're doing it the way it was intended to get the full experience, to get the full effect. Only you know that song. It's that old Celebration Cinema jingle. Yeah, now it's all coming back.
It's something. Get the full effect.
Sharing the wonder, something done to Celebration Cinema. Now the movie can start. Oh, gosh. Talk about effective marketing. We still remember it. Even to
This is a great podcast, huh, guys?
Yeah.
That's why they're talking about other podcasts in our chat. Like, how much they'd rather watch those other podcasts.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, okay. Here's the thing. Why don't we do a Patreon goal? We'll get to a certain amount of money a month, and we will go out of our way to buy a CDI, and we'll also get the trilogy, and we'll sit down and we'll film ourselves playing it. How about that?
Oh, my God.
How about that?
I don't even want to know how much that's going to cost us.
Our souls. Only our souls.
I'm going to Google this while you...
Give us the Googles and tell us what the total price would be. Best case scenario. While I talk about, I don't remember if I discussed it yet, but I beat Resident Evil 2 and Moonlighter. I don't remember if I talked about that last week, so I will just mention that I finished them, so that's cool.
Wow, not that expensive, actually.
Really? Well, yeah. They got to be working, I would hope. Wait, for the game or for the...
What's the difference between a CDI 450 and a CDI 210?
I think it's just the year they came out. And I believe one is not faster than the other.
Is it supposed to look like a shitty VCR? Because that's what it looks like.
Yes. I think, well, in the CDI, there's different ones. There's like a Philips CDI. I want to say there's like a Samsung one or something. There are more than just one type of CDI too, so maybe that's part of it.
Looks like around $80, but then it's like $50 for shipping.
That's where they get you. They pretend like it costs a lot to ship, and then they're like, "Thanks for the profit."
A lot of them are right around the $70 to $80 price point, but they all have ridiculous shipping costs.
Get Disc Traders or whatever it's called to ship one to their store, and we'll buy it. Deuterino is going to fund the project. Just said it perfect. In the chat. Also, I do want to shout out to Josh. We ended up playing some games from the Humble Bundle. Best part about the Humble Bundle is that they give you multiplayer games that other Humble Bumblers also own. So when they try to say, well, I don't have the games to play with you, that's a lie. So I cornered Josh and I said, you're going to play some multiplayer games with me. And we played Earth Defense Force, which was the most magical thing.
That sounds terrible.
It's great. It's the best thing. You need to buy it, and we need to play it on the show because it is terrible. You can only navigate the menus. Well, first of all, you boot up the game, and it says you will be using mouse and keyboard controls. There's no choice. It just tells you that. You're like, okay. Oh, okay. I will do that then. No problem. That's usually how I control computer games. So you would think, all right, I'm going to use the mouse. I'm going to use the mouse to navigate this menu now.
Thank you.
And you would be wrong. You would be wrong because you have to use the keyboard. Now, if you're going to navigate a menu with the keyboard, Jason, what keys would you use? Would you try first? There's no wrong answers.
WASD.
That's the wrong answer. Oh. No WASD. It's the arrow keys, Jason. However, once you get into a game and you start a lobby, guess what? You're right. It switches to WASD. Does that make any sense to you? Why not just switch the controls that control the menu? Why not? So we played this game, and we shot some big old spiders and some ants. I was this dude who could call in airstrikes, which was hilarious because it made the screen look like a fatality happened because there's so much fire on the screen that it goes dark for a second and then explosions happen. It's actually a lot of fun, even though it's a lot of janky
I'm
craziness.
trying to look up. It's third person, right?
Yeah, Earth Defense Force 4.1 is the one that we played.
I think I just found a Let's Play of it. I'm like, what the frick is going on?
Yeah, you need to see the menu screen. It looks like it was created in 2002 for the Xbox.
Okay, great.
So you're buying it? Is that what you're saying?
Looks like it's built on the Battlefront 1 engine.
That's giving it a lot of praise.
No, like the original Battlefront.
Yeah. It has 2 polygons. Earth Defense Force.
One
4.1.
butt cheek.
One butt
polygons.
cheek. Yes, the whole bottom torso is just one butt cheek. So that was a lot of fun. And then we also played Vermintide 2, which is the sequel to
These
Vermintide.
things are not in the show notes.
I know, but I just decided I was going to free ball it. Free ball it.
Okay, fair enough.
Like Tom Petty did that one time. So,
Servo.
well, and I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the time I played games with Josh and it wasn't Diablo 3. This game was actually a lot of fun. It's basically Left 4 Dead mixed with Warhammer 40K. And I kind of almost feel like it's mixed with Skyrim because you do have melee weapons, but they feel
You're telling me
good.
It runs on everything. If it's like Skyrim, it runs on every console and every platform.
Well, it ran on Josh's computer, so I mean, it must be halfway decent. After he installed some, it wouldn't be a PC gaming experience if somebody didn't have to update drivers or spend 20 minutes troubleshooting why the game doesn't work. But it's a lot of fun. Now, the only problem, and you know it's fun because I asked him, would you want to play the first game with me? So that we knew what the hell was going on. Because this game plops you right in the middle of stuff. Story is happening, Jason. I don't know who any of these characters are.
I don't care about the story. It looks like you just get to kill lots of people.
You do.
I mean, orcs and
Skavens,
monsters.
Little
which
rat
looks
people.
cool.
It is
I'm
actually a lot of fun.
trailer right now.
It is a lot of fun. So if it goes on sale, I'll also alert you if you want to get in on this rat killing action. Sorry, Skaven or whatever they're called.
Brutal melee combat.
Brutal. It is brutal. It's very brutal, and it's part of what I enjoyed about the game. They also have guns.
Guns?
Dwarves with guns.
Like a.
Think of like Warcraft.
Oh.
Blunderbusses.
Do they shoot better after they've had a pint?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't have a pint. I wish I did though. There was a rat who had a chain gun that shot mana bullets or some sort of green fiery stuff.
Mana is blue.
Shut up.
Okay. Poison is green.
Okay, maybe it was poison then. I don't know.
Good.
All this to say, it was a good experience. Go to Humble Bundle. Give us all your money.
Actually,
Okay, good.
Can it?
Very good.
Okay. I want to
You wanna
I want to talk about Mass Effect Andromeda for a quick second. Yes, I know. What was I thinking? I bought this game for $6. That's what I was thinking, and it says Mass Effect on it.
It's too much.
Now there's a big controversy.
I think that's what Battlefront 2 is going for right now, and that's still too much. Don't do it. Don't fall for it, folks.
There's a controversy surrounding this game because the animation was terrible when it first came out. And it's a BioWare game, and they're known for story and quality. I would say they were only second in that facet to maybe Blizzard. They have almost that pedigree. But so you think that BioWare could do no wrong, but apparently lately that's not been the case.
I don't want to say. I don't want to feed the speculation of what game you might.
I'm just talking about Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't know what you would be talking about. I'm just talking about Andromeda here. So,
Star Wars: The Old Republic. That's the only Bioware game I play.
listen, it's the only game you ever played. Listen, Frostbite engine, it looks great, right? It's a beautiful engine. I don't know how they screwed this up so badly. The landscapes and the ships and the vehicles and the armor look great. So good. The people, I don't think the people who created the models just look so bad. They move so bad. Everybody has this weird... Do you remember like the wrestling games in the 2000s when the wrestlers would walk out and their legs are slightly bent and their arms are always like at 90-degree angles, and it looks like somebody shoved a broomstick up their ass?
The THQ wrestling game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they
Can I be Laparco with the chair?
Always. He starts with a chair. How is he not winning every match? But anyways.
I don't know, but you said chair like Ken Kill, and it was amazing.
Chair. Sit down.
It starts with a chair. Oh.
He's from Puerto Rico. I can't do it. I'm laughing.
I'm sorry, everyone. This is what we do.
So, anyways, Mass Effect Andromeda is the game I'm talking about. Just looks bad. It's distracting. At first, I thought I could ignore it, but I don't know. People will smile, but their eyes won't change, and so they look like animatronic robots. They move again like somebody shoved a broomstick up their ass. Nobody ever sits. You're walking around the station, and nobody's ever sitting down at a console. They're all standing.
So it's like you're playing a game that's set in the 1970s version of Westworld.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they're like facsimiles of like people, and you're just like, what is wrong with everything about you? And it's not even the humans. The aliens even look weird. There's Turians, which, if you're not familiar, they generally were like chitinous creatures, and they had like eyes. Garrus was one. If you like look up Garrus, then you'll know what I'm talking about. They all generally were like a dark blue or just a darker color. Some of these are like seafoam green for some reason, and it just looks muddy and gross, and I don't know what the art team was thinking, but some of the stuff on here just looks so bad, which is really unfortunate because the gameplay is actually pretty decent and the story is fairly compelling to me. After the events of Mass Effect, you have decided to leave the galaxy with a group of people, take 600 years or something like that to get to Andromeda Galaxy. And you meet the guy from Hercules, and he's already there. You remember that show, Andromeda? Tell me you remember that. See, he was there.
I do.
He beat us to it. Now, you get there thinking you're going to start a new Earth. And then you would say, welcome to Earth.
This is the plot of Titan AE, I think.
Well, they didn't want you to think about that. They didn't want you to remember. So you go to this place and you're expecting a new Earth, basically. And turns out 600 years goes by, and what you thought was going to be a awesome, beautiful land or Earth, number 2, ends up being a rock. And now it's your job to figure out how all these people are going to survive now that this beautiful land turned into a teenage wasteland.
All I can picture is Charlie Brown's Halloween. I got a rock.
Well, that's what we did get. So I'm going to play some more, and I'll talk about that later. Lastly, I watched Tully, and I said you should watch it, Jason, with your wife, because it's a decent movie, actually.
She is on board, but she has to be in the right mood for that type of movie, and I agree with her, because I feel like it could be emotionally heavy a little bit with its depiction.
I didn't cry, if that makes you feel any better.
Well, not for that, but it just like, it hits a little close to home.
Yes, yes, it does. It could be awkward.
You got to be in the right mindset to prepare yourself for that.
Yes. There's only one real awkward part, and it doesn't stick around for too long. But I did not watch this with my wife, so it could have been more awkward. But it also is very surprisingly heartfelt in its depiction of how tiring it can be to try to make a family work, just in general. You know, they have 3 kids, and
right.
There's just a lot going on. It's a good movie. It was a good movie. And then I also watched Hardcore Henry because, my God, why not, right? It's a first-person shooter movie. Is literally what it is. The only thing I can say about this is it's it's not forgettable. It's just the plot. Whatever, the plot isn't really that interesting, but the action.
You don't need the plot. The plot's just there as a vehicle
plot is
for
to shoot things.
Go through.
Yeah, exactly. Just like a first-person shooter game. Well, at least that's usually the case. The surprising thing is, though, even though it pretty much hits all the beats of a video game story, I guess. Like it really feels like a video game. Just in the delivery, the performances, obviously the way it looks. The action is actually really cool. There are things that happen where I'm just like, I don't really know how they filmed that. Obviously some sort of CGI/stunts combination, but it looks pretty seamless. There wasn't a lot in there that I thought, well, that looks fake. There's times when there's bodies floating in midair. There's some psionic powers represented.
Oh, really?
And just all sorts of stuff. Yeah, there's like a weird like a sci-fi element to it.
Do you get bothered by shaky cam? Is that a problem with this one? Or
yes, it is, but I don't. It's not. It's not so much that it's not really shaky. It's more of the sense that it's almost like watching someone else play a first-person shooter. And
I mean, I should know you play VR, so I mean, you're pretty well.
But even I started to get bothered by it. It gets. The nice thing about watching a movie that's not in first person is that it gives your eyes a chance to relax sometimes, whereas this rarely does. So I wouldn't blame anybody for watching this in a couple sittings. Let's just put it that way. Just to take a break from all the action and stuff that's happening. But if you have a chance to watch it, if it's cheap or free, it might not be a bad idea if you're into like a big dumb action movie where a lot of cool things to watch are happening. It kind of reminded me of when I watched The Raid Redemption or whatever it was called.
Oh, yeah.
Where all those crazy scenes in the hallways of martial arts and stuff were all happening. So that's what I played. That's what I did.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
So are we doing CDI Project or what?
I mean,
I see the chat blowing up now.
Chat's all about it, but I mean, I don't even know what's a worthy stretch goal for this. I mean, let me bring up the old Patreon campaign, because we already got some lengthy things out there that are already nigh unattainable. I hope. I hope.
Yeah, we put them on there because we don't want it to happen.
Because already, if we somehow ever got to 200, we have to do riff tracks, which involve us to actually watch a movie together.
Yeah. We did that for Predator, and we should have riff tracked it.
Yeah. 250, the Fluxtaposed 12-month calendar has to happen.
Oh, my God. That we actually have to hire a professional photographer, though.
300 was us doing actual gaming videos, much like Gamer Catch-Up was back in the day.
So it should be at 300 then.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Maybe we'll bump that out, or just have it, or kick it off with that.
Yeah.
So you're saying we're about $200 away from that happening?
I'm saying we're about $200 shy.
I'd buy that for $200. There you have it. So everyone, 4 people need to up their Patreon to $50 and for 1 month, and then quit.
Then the joke's on them. We would sit there and we would wait and not do it
until we bought the stuff. But now you have to hit $500 for us to make the video.
Oh yeah, it's too good. I don't know. Do we sneak out? Let's do one around the. Let's do your around the web, and we'll pencil mine.
Oh, I can do mine real quick. Mine's actually not very.
I don't know how long this other one is. There's top 10 stories. That's a lot. So I think we should push my around the web till next week, just for run length.
Oh, you had.
I'm okay with
it. Sorry, I didn't know you had one because it wasn't in the.
No, it's that one. It's Kevin submitted it, but that's what I'm.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying. Well, we always push it to the next.
Yeah,
week. So, yeah, there is a lot of content there, and I want to give it its fair shake. So why don't we push that for next week as well? Well, I've been following the story. This comes from PC Gamer. Everyone just collectively groans. Oh, Lucas and his PC bullshit. The report is that, and I've seen this a couple of different times, GPU shipments are still sliding as AMD and NVIDIA deal with the crypto hangover. So basically, too long didn't read. What's happening is they shipped out all of these last gen video cards. So not the 2080 or whatever, or 26, not the RTX cards, but like 1080s and the 1060s, or AMD with the I think it's the Vega 54s and the 64s maybe.
It's all Greek to me, baby.
Okay. Well, here we go. So they say the GeForce GTX 1660 Ti, which is the blah 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 blah. I'm looking for an AMD Vegas, the Vega chips. So what's basically happening is they're sitting on a bunch of this old last gen video card stock because nobody's bit mining really anymore. Nobody's mining cryptocurrency, at least not as wildly, not buying up as much as they were. So, with these new cards coming out, yes, they are $800 or whatever because they're brand new. However, one would hope that we see some 1080s and some of the Radeon cards drop in price significantly, maybe even as much as $100 on some of them, so that they can get rid of this old stock. So what I'm saying is keep an eyeball out on Newegg or something like that, or Amazon even, and who knows, maybe a video card drop will happen and we'll see some prices, because they're already inflated, or at least they were inflated almost, I want to say like 80% or 70, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's coming. It's been, graphics cards and memory have been some of the most highly priced computer components that cause a gate really for anybody to make a computer. So so it's kind of exciting that that's finally going away, because it was just inflating them so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Says as a result, the channel is burdened with too much inventory that has impacted sales of discrete GPUs, aka graphics cards, in Q4, and will likely be evident in Q1 and Q2 of 2019. So expect some sales coming up. So,
I like how there's some good cards like dropping under the $300, because that's usually my
threshold.
250 to 300 is what I feel comfortable spending on a video card, not much more. But
never spent more than that.
Yeah, especially now though, when I have to look at, if I, God forbid, my PC never tanks, because I don't know what we'll do, because I can't afford to build another one. Because I'm gonna have to get everything.
Yeah, so you're sitting at a rebuild basically.
I'm looking at like probably a minimum $600 investment to do everything. So
yeah, and that's if you're going mid-range, like I did.
So, so well, good. It's about time. I mean, it sucks that the market has been so crazy because of that for so long. So I'm glad that it's finally,
it's been like
going to normalize. It's been
2
years.
years. Yeah.
I think it's been longer than that. I mean, it's been a long time. So it needs to happen. I'm glad it's finally, because that's the worst part. You just couldn't get a hold of things, because stock was a problem, let alone the price.
That's true.
It was just, you couldn't stock it. So that is going to be around the web. We've got a story from Kevin Austin that we will share next week, and it's going to bring this show to a close as well. Dude, we're going to have to, I think this is going to be some Discord discussion. We're going to have to do some research on that. Reminder, guys, again, tonight at midnight, until the 26th, I think at 5 p.m., that Gleam contest will be active. I'll make sure to share the links on Discord, on our Twitter, on the website. It'll be in the show notes for you to get entered into the giveaway at the end of March. And I have to say, hey, thank you to all of our patrons, but special thanks to our Arbiters of Awesomeness, Josh Brown, Kevin Austin, Kyle Heyman, Tyler Rowland, Tom Servo, Donnie Reese, Matt Knight, and our executors of excellence, Josh Berboni, Dan Anthony, Siri Renee, Edwin Callow, and Devin Tyus. Thank you all for your support. If you want to join the Flux Legion, please check out patreon.com/Fluxtaposed. That is going to do it for us this week. Thank you, and good night. See you next time. I don't know why I did that. That was dumb. Come hang out with us on Discord Sunday night for the watch along. You won't be disappointed. Okay.
I liked it.
Bye. Bye-bye. 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 Now go watch Sean Capri stream.
Well, excuse me, princess.